Hello, I wanted to talk about another game, and this time it's the Hand of Merlin. The Hand of Merlin is a turn-based roguelike RPG. Like the title already makes clear, this game draws heavily from the legend of King Arthur, which is a rather common thing. A lot of things draw their inspiration, or the background or the setting from the legend of King Arthur, and it's a very convenient thing to do. Everybody knows the main characters and somewhat the plot of this legend. They know the people: Merlin, King Arthur, Sir Galahad, Sir Lancelot, and of course Sir Robin.
Brave Sir Robin ran away.
No!
Bravely ran away, away.
I didn't!
When danger reared its ugly head, he bravely turned his tail and fled.
We are sent out by Merlin with the Holy Grail, and that's good because that means we don't have to search for the Holy Grail. We are sent out to save the world, I guess, or the multiverse in this case, because, well, we are always doing this in a loop, and then there is a new world with... yeah, you get the picture. In the beginning we can choose a magic core. We have a few options here. We start out with Merlin's core, of course, and we can gain a few more spells after a few runs. And if we have some encounters with the right people, we get new cores, like the one for Morgana, which has slightly different skills that we can use. In the beginning we have to choose our 3 characters. We start out with 3 default characters that will be 1 warrior, 1 ranger and 1 mage. If we meet certain requirements, we can get other characters like Zara or Saphir in the warrior branch, and of course more rangers and a few more mages. After we met some other requirements, we can get an upgraded version of a certain character. The default version or the scholar version, which, as you can see, they have more health, more armor, more power, and are just overall stronger characters. After we've chosen our 3 people, we start our journey with some starting skills and starting gear. We don't have to choose a warrior, a ranger and a mage. We could have chosen 3 warriors or 3 rangers, 2 rangers and a mage. We start in Camelot, where we get our first audience with the king, who is the already known Sir Galahad. I wasn't joking when I said they just use the names and people from the legend of King Arthur. There is not that much of a connection with the rest of the game. We are sent from Albion to Jerusalem, but in the end it could have been any kind of journey, really. We have to look at a few things at the beginning. Of course, our money, which we use to get better equipment and more supplies if we need them. There's our renown, and we need to get more renown. That's in the end our experience, to get higher levels. Higher levels mean more skills, more health, more everything. We get mana at certain points that we can use for the spells we choose by choosing our core. The supplies are very important. We will use them to keep our group well fed. A well fed group has higher morale and higher health. If there isn't enough food, we'll actually have less health. Now, having a look around the map, we can see there is a quest around here. There are some nodes that are corrupted, and we will have a fight here by default. And then there are a lot of regular nodes which can have a random encounter, something of interest or not. We can't go back on the map. That means once we leave Camelot and go to this regular node, because that's the only way to go, we can't go back. There's only one way forward to Jerusalem. The fights are standard tactical fights. Turn-based, nothing too special. You can move in any order you want. For example, you spend one action point and move Sahara, and then you think, oh, maybe I should first use another character and move it away afterwards. Then have your mage move, attack something, and then get back to Sahara and attack the opponent. You need to manually say your turn is over after your turn. Even if there's no more action points, there might be some actions where you don't need an action point. Normally you would use the cover on the map, but in this case there is not much cover to be found, so we just attack and hope for the best. You have 2 health bars, as you can see. One is for armor and one is for health, and while your armor will be replenished in the next fight, your health will stay the way until you leave the map. Or get healed, of course. After you won your battle, you get some renown, which will hopefully help you gain a level. That might take some time. Although 50 is enough for 1 level. And let's see what we can gain with a level up. First, you can of course get higher attributes, maybe more health or maybe more armor. Then you can get a better skill. Or here you will also have to choose between 3 options, and there might not be the stuff you want in there, because it's totally random. Here we have a good one, so we'll take it. After you have completed your level up, you can continue your journey. I've changed this map again, so I have the quest a little closer. Your end goal will be to reach the city of Kobenik, and with that get to the next map. There are 4 maps in total. The last one is Jerusalem itself, where the last boss waits for you. At the end of each map, in this case in this city, there will be some sort of boss fight, and after that you will be healed fully and sent on your merry way. In conclusion, the Hand of Merlin is a very standard roguelike RPG. You can have your runs through the 4 maps, get a few skills that will be very random because you have to choose between 3, and if the setup you get isn't useful, well, that's bad luck. You can also try to get money to buy better equipment in the cities around, but that's also pretty random. Your success will be more or less a gamble. It's also not the most original backstory. We have a land that somehow was built in the aftermath of the Legends of Arthur. Merlin is fighting the great evil again and again and again, sending out his horns, in this case you, to defeat whatever lurks in Jerusalem, and then repeat it in the next world. Along the way, you do get stronger by getting an upgraded version of your characters, maybe a few more skills and spells that were not available in your first ones, but that's about it. Your progress is not that big, but that's standard for roguelike games. If you like roguelike games, this is a solid outing in its genre. Not too exciting, not that much of a story, but there are very solid tactical fights, and progressing through the maps can be quite challenging.